Hi guys, this is Carrie with Fullerton Professional Organizing, and I'm going to start off with a joke. You know you have too much clutter when you buy a new storage bin to store all your other storage bins. How do you like that? Hey friends, welcome back to Fullerton Professional Organizing, where we talk about bringing peace, order, and faith into every part of your lives. I'm Carrie, and today we're talking about something that affects us all, clutter. But not just the clutter in our homes, the clutter in our hearts as well. If you've ever felt weighed down by stuff or even emotional baggage, then stick around because today's episode will help you create a more peaceful home and more peaceful spirit. Now, here's the deal. Clutter isn't just about stuff. It's about what the stuff represents. There's always a root to our stuff and how we hold on to it. It's about the weight we carry, both in our homes and in our hearts. And today we're going to tackle a little bit of both. Now, let's start with the obvious, physical clutter. When our spaces are messy, it's hard to focus, right? Sometimes our spaces are so overwhelming that it's hard to concentrate. We feel like we can't read a book because we have something around the house that needs to be put away. And then we can't put it away because there's not a place for it, a home for it. And we can't sit and just relax because everything is calling our name. The dishes are calling our name. The stuff we left on the table are calling our name. The stuff we left on our bed is calling our name. On the floor, the laundry, everything's calling our name. And when we have clutter, that also calls out to us. And it's hard to focus. It's like our brains are constantly on and never able to shut off. It's distracted by the chaos around us. But here's the thing, spiritual clutter works the same way. When our hearts are filled with worry and guilt, or even just too many distractions, maybe we didn't put anything in our calendar, so we're afraid we're going to forget, but we don't want to take time to write it in our calendar. But what if we forget? It's always lingering in the back of our head. It's hard to feel at peace. It's hard to hear God's voice. That's why decluttering is so important. It's not just about creating a clean home. It's about clearing out the clutter in our heart and in our faith. Now, let's look at this through a faith lens. In Matthew 6:21, it says, Jesus says, "For wherever our treasure is, there our heart will be also." Think about that for a second. Our treasures. Is everything in our house a treasure, or are all the things in our house distracting us from our treasures? Are we treasuring things that don't really matter, that are not really important, that are not part of our value system? Maybe it's that pile of clothes we never wear. Or maybe it's an old grudge we've been carrying around, or unforgiveness. Either way, it takes up space that could be filled with joy, peace, and purpose. Now, let's get practical. Here's a simple way to start. Let's just start small with one thing at a time. Pick one space, a drawer, a shelf, maybe just your purse. Set a timer for 10 minutes and begin decluttering. Small wins lead to big changes, and 10 minutes is more than what you were doing possibly. Or if you already declutter here and there, add 10 minutes to the time. But most of us don't have a regular routine of decluttering. So 10 minutes, set a timer and declutter for 10 minutes. 2, ask yourself the right questions. When decluttering, ask, does this add value to my life? Does this bring me peace? And spiritually ask, am I holding on to grudges, worries, or fears that I also need to let go of while I'm decluttering that purse? Donating items can bless someone else. That's number 3. Releasing emotional clutter can also make room for God's peace, whether it's stuff that we're decluttering or stress that we're decluttering. When we let go, we grow. Now, let's develop the heart work, letting go spiritually. Now, let's talk about decluttering your heart. This is where it gets real. Maybe it's time to let go of that resentment that you've been holding on to. Or maybe it's time to forgive yourself for something you've been carrying around for years, something you did and you didn't ask for forgiveness. Here's the truth. When we declutter our hearts, we make room for God's love to flow freely. And that, my friends, is where true peace begins. Now, all right, I want to hear from you. If there's anything in my podcast that rings true to you or is helpful, let me know. Drop a comment below. What's the hardest thing for you to declutter? Let's talk about it. And if you're on social media, sorry about that, post a picture or share your decluttering goals. And tag me at Fullerton Professional Organizing on Facebook. I'd love to celebrate your progress. Or do it below. Tell me what you need. Tell me what's going on. Tell me in the comments. Thank you so much for joining me on Fullerton Professional Organizing. If this episode encouraged you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future episodes. Now, next we'll be talking more about starting your own professional organizing business. We're going to swap business with practical organizing. Now, until then, keep making room for peace, purpose, and faith, and we'll see you on the next podcast. Thanks for watching and listening.